Hello and welcome back to No Bullshit. Today we're talking about the Kevin Spacey sex abuse scandal that unfurled this weekend when fellow actor Anthony Rapp revealed he was hit on and sexually pursued by Kevin Spacey in 1986, the year I was born, and the year the Challenger crashed. Coincidence? I think not. And for the kicker, Anthony Rapp was only 14 years old at the time. What a fucking mess this is, huh? Right after the Harvey Weinstein shit, now we got Kevin Spacey, Hollywood's little darling, going down? This is sick. How far does the corruption and sex abuse and pedophilia go in Hollywood? I guess only time will tell. In light of this accusation laid by Anthony Rapp, Kevin Spacey decided to respond on Twitter with this: I have a lot of respect and admiration for Anthony Rapp as an actor. I'm beyond horrified to hear this story. I honestly do not remember the encounter. It would have been over 30 years ago. I know, I'm old, don't remind me. But if I did behave then as he describes, I owe him the sincerest apology for what would have been deeply inappropriate drunken behavior, and I'm sorry for the feelings he describes having carried with him all these years. Interesting, he doesn't remember the event, but he notes the drunken behavior, which was in Anthony Rapp's original accusation. This drunkenness tells us a few things. First of all, he's likely drunk often, and second, this is the kind of thing he can only see himself doing drunk, but he can still see it. Very telling. Then of course, this drunk part could all be a lie. He may have been sober. Either way, it's very likely he's using this being drunk as a sort of defense. Just like the defense he's using when he says, I don't remember, it was 30 years ago. But we're not even to the worst part yet. The real deflection comes in the latter half of the post. Let's continue. This story has encouraged me to address other things about my life. I know that there are stories out there about me, and some have been fueled by the fact that I've been so protective of my privacy. As those closest to me know, in my life, I have had relationships with both men and women. I have loved and had romantic encounters with men throughout my life, and I choose now to live as a gay man. I want to deal with this honestly and openly, and that starts with examining my own behavior. Kaiser Soze. What the fuck? You're coming out now? Now, Kevin? Kevin!
Kevin!
This is so dishonest and manipulative. Kevin, you were just accused of sexually harassing a 14-year-old. Playing the coming out of the closet card isn't going to get you out of this. You can't hide under that rainbow. Not to mention, it's 2017, current year. Coming out isn't even that big of a deal anymore. This isn't 1992 when you had to hide it from overly religious parents. No one cares if people are gay anymore. In fact, most of your fans and people paying attention, we already knew you were gay. Kevin, Mr. Spacey, this is about as relevant as you coming out as being a bald man. We all knew. Everyone noticed your hair pieces just like we noticed your effeminate leanings and your gay, sassy, theatrical personality. If you really think we were all fooled and thinking you weren't gay, you're dreaming, buddy. I think you're drinking too much of your own Kool-Aid.
Oh no.
Oh no. Oh no!
Oh no.
Oh yeah!
Now, the reaction to this was pretty nifty. Initially, the media took Kevin's bait, hook, line, and sinker. For the first few hours, all the major news outlets led this story with lines like, Kevin Spacey comes out as gay, or something not so bad like that. This, of course, completely ignores the sexual abuse claims, and the pedophilia. The title should have been something like, Kevin Spacey accused of coming on to a 14-year-old. Something like that. But fortunately, after lots of backlash on Twitter and Facebook, the news was forced to change their tune on this. Now we see proper, justified reports like this. Zachary Quinto, Wanda Sykes, and more gay celebrities slam Kevin Spacey's coming out statement. Or, the cruelty of Spacey coming out. Or my favorite, Spacey criticized for how he came out, as he should be. Now these are some headlines we can get behind. This is a real shady move by Kevin. I mean, think about it. Spacey was super secretive and basically kept himself in the closet about this for many years. Over 30 years, like he said. And he finally decides to come out as a gay man now, when he's accused of making sexual advances on a minor. Don't you see how that pretty much makes a direct link between gays and pedophilia? And I don't agree with that one bit, don't worry. But people will take this the wrong way, and they could think Spacey was possibly a pedophile because he's gay. I mean, the way he puts it all together like that. And then who's to say all gays aren't pedophiles now? According to him, that's a pretty fucked up thing for Kevin to pull, just to try to get himself out of trouble. I guess he was desperate, because now he's co-opting the gay community, a community which he denied and didn't want any part of for his whole life, until he got in trouble. Now all of a sudden he's accused of touching a 14-year-old boy, and boom, Kevin Spacey's coming out. I'm coming out. He's a fabulous gay man now, and we better fucking embrace that. He's so brave for coming out in current year, right? Honestly, I think it would be more brave in this day and age to come out as a straight man. Gay just doesn't splash that much anymore, but I digress. And whatever happened to listen and believe all the victims no matter what? Isn't that the standard liberal talking point on this? I really don't feel like Anthony Rapp is getting the proper amount of victim points he deserves here, and everyone in the media is certainly being very easy on Kevin Spacey. The guy is being accused of making sexual advances on an underage kid. If anyone else did that, they would be crucified. But I guess Spacey is being protected somehow. He's one of the left's little darling celebrities that they can't bear to see lost. And he's been rumored to fly on the Lolita Express with Bill Clinton, but that's a whole other thing I don't want to get into. That's a whole rabbit hole itself. At the very least, Spacey is down with the Clintons and the Democrats, not just on his show House of Cards, in the real world too. That's why Spacey hasn't been taken to task on this. It's the very same reason the media and the late night shows were reluctant to call out Harvey Weinstein at first. They can't help but protect their own, and Spacey is one of their own too. Spacey's the media and Hollywood's friend, one of their representatives even. They're golden boy. So what if he has a little pedophilia in his past? He can read scripts in front of cameras, guys, and he does it really well. I guess if you're good at that, in Hollywood, you can do no wrong. Now let's just take a minute and imagine if an openly conservative celebrity had this happen to him. I mean, it really wouldn't happen because conservatives are family men with morals, values, and scruples, but let's just imagine for a second. Let's say James Woods or Dean Cain had a similar scandal pop up from their past, God forbid. Do you think the media would skip over the pedophilia and tell their coming out stories? Do you think Woods would be given the benefit of the doubt and still keep getting acting jobs? Or would Dean Cain still get sponsorships and commercials if he had this happen to him? I don't think so. And it may be too early to tell, but I'm expecting Spacey's employers better start dropping him soon. I'm frankly surprised they haven't yet. And don't get me wrong here, I love Kevin Spacey's work, but can Netflix really make a new season of House of Cards with a supposed pedophile? Or what about all those commercials Kevin Spacey's in? Are those still gonna air anymore? I don't know what's gonna happen, but to be frank, I wouldn't be surprised if it goes either way. But I know one thing, the left is gonna look pretty hypocritical if they don't completely hang Spacey for this, especially after they've championed all this social justice, listen to the victims crap, preaching about rape culture and allowing rape in Hollywood. That ain't gonna fly much longer. What do you guys think? Is Kevin Spacey even guilty of this accusation? Sounds like he quasi-admitted to it to me. And what about him coming out at the same time? Was that just a shrewd PR move on his part? And what do you think about him connecting homosexuality with pedophilia? Comment your thoughts below, and thanks for watching No Bullshit. Oh, and one more add-on here. While I was making this video, Netflix actually announced they will be ending their House of Cards series. It looks like Spacey's own House of Cards may be starting to fall too. Not only the show, but his House of Cards life. I guess we'll still have to wait a little more to see what all happens. Thanks again for watching. Bye-bye.
Yeah.
One more thing, I want to give a special thanks to these amazing Patreon supporters. You guys are the best. You guys went above and beyond the rest, and I love you so much for it. If anyone else wants to donate or join our Patreon crew, link in the description. Thanks again.
Help! I've escaped from Kevin Spacey's basement! Help me!
Go on to patreon.com/nobullshit and sign up today. Even just $1 per month really helps. Think about it like this. We have over 200,000 subscribers here on YouTube. So if I just get 1% of you guys to hop on Patreon for $1, we will not only pass our reach goal and get that movie, also be able to not worry about ads and getting shut down here on YouTube. I really love doing these videos full time for you guys. And the best way to help with that is to sign up on Patreon. Thanks again for watching our new episode. See y'all next time.